Hi, welcome to Perspective C. This is Jonathan Gagerson, three-time cancer survivor, but I'm still smiling. Today I want to talk to you about something very important, which I'm going to call it Judgment Day. And what I mean by judgment is judgment comes in all forms. And we know that it does. But I want to share with you something that this is from my new book, Perspective C, The Power of Words, Time, Love, and Suffering. That one of the things that is tough is the stress of going through cancer is one thing. Yet add that stress of finances, and I began to have thoughts it literally might be better to die. The thing is, you know, I did do a GoFundMe twice. The first time I got diagnosed, and then the second time I got diagnosed. And frankly, it was a huge miracle of the influx of love and support that we received through GoFundMe and different things that, frankly, it did allow me to be able to cover my medical costs, the cost of basically having to have two households going because I was getting treatment in Houston, but we were based in Denver, having to send our 4 kids to different areas to be with family, to cover our food, gas, travel. I mean, it was really amazing, but it also is amazing how quickly that money was to come in, but how quickly it went out. And at first I was like, wow, this is a lot. We don't need this much. This is amazing. But the reality is it all went. And it all went to everything that had to deal with me getting over cancer. So I was extremely, extremely blessed and excited for the outpouring of love. And it was quite amazing. Now, the one thing I didn't expect, though, is the kind of judgment that would come with it. And it made it difficult for me. And where that came into is if I was to try to take a vacation with my wife after all this, or if I was to purchase a car, I noticed kind of like the gossip would rev up between, things, people. And at one time I mentioned to someone, yeah, I'd love to get a Porsche one day. And just the word Porsche immediately made them think $150,000 car. When I was thinking Porsche, I was thinking an old Porsche that I could maybe get for $5,000 to $8,000. Because it was just something I always wanted to do, was have a Porsche. I really wasn't like, it needs to be new. I knew I had a budget. But their first reaction really surprised me. They proceeded to tell me that I had a GoFundMe and people gave, and now you're talking about getting a Porsche. He says, that surprises me. You can do that. And I was like, what, wait, are you judging me? He said, no, I'm just surprised. Yeah, that's all. Well, I was judgment. And he was judging me because of the word Porsche. Now, I did not get a Porsche. It was just really talk. And like I said, if I was going to get one, it was going to be about as much as, it was actually going to be less than a Honda Civic if I was to have gotten one. But I didn't, because it really isn't that important to me. And something that we have to embrace is that when we do ask people for help, and we do ask them for financial help, we do need to be prepared that judgment could be passed on us after we get through it with some of the financial choices we make and what we do. And so, like, one of the things my wife and I did is for our anniversary 2 years ago, after I've been through 3 bouts of cancer, and many of you know I just had my 70th treatment of chemotherapy, we wanted to go on a cruise for our anniversary. And so I told my wife, I want to take you on a cruise. We're not going on the most expensive cruise, but I would like for you and I to go spend a week together. That doesn't involve cancer treatment. That doesn't involve medical doctors. That's just you and I being together, having fun, enjoying time, having conversation, all those things. And I set it up. My mom was ecstatic to be able to help us out and come up and hung with the kids. But my wife actually had a tough time because she was fearing the judgment. And what will people think? And we shouldn't tell anybody. And we, she actually, it brought her angst about this judgment that's going to come from people when they hear that Laura and I went on a cruise. And I understand it because she got judgment too from people. And she didn't want people to think of that we're being frivolous or silly. But what I told her is, I said, honey, we did everything we did from a treatment standpoint. And I went through the 67 sessions of radiation and now my 70th chemo. But back then it was like the 50 whatever. So we could live. It wasn't so we could sit in our house and do nothing. And I said, every single one of those pennies, dollars, and it was significant, that was donated to us, went exactly to the purpose it was donated for. It didn't go to anything else. We used that, and because of their blessing, we came out of cancer treatment fully paid, all expenses paid, and didn't have tremendous amount of debt because of cancer. So I shared with her, I said, honey, those people gave so we could be healed. I could be healed. Those people gave because they have love in their heart and they wanted to see us survive. Those people gave because they wanted our children to flourish. Those people gave so I could live. Now, if some of those people gave and they had a judgment, well, like, I expect you to get better, but not to do anything and just to sit in your house 24/7. Well, that's not for me to be able to say anything to. That's something they have to handle. But, I want to live. If I'm not going to live and we're not going to live like as best we can as a normal couple, because it's not normal, because of what we still have to deal with physical ailments, what I have to deal with. But as normal as our new normal is, we need to live, because if we're not going to do that, then why did I go through all this treatment anyway? I might as well just have given up at that point and said, well, it doesn't matter, because after this, I'm not going to be able to live anyway. So I might as well just die, because who wants to not live? And so one of the things we have to understand is that when we do ask for financial assistance and help in a time like cancer, in a time like illness, that even though on the other end you will come out living and wanting to move forward in life, there are still going to be those people who gave that are going to pass judgment on you for the decisions you make to do with your money. And that can be very hard. Now, for my wife, it's much harder for her to deal with. She gets very concerned about that because she doesn't want people to think we're being silly or being frivolous with our dollars. Whereas me, on the other hand, because I think it's just because I actually felt the treatments. I physically have gone through that. I physically experienced the fact that death is imminent and wasn't sure, that I kind of look at it and go, some are going to judge, some are going to be happy. Some are going to go, I can't believe they're doing that. And some are going to go, I'm so glad they're doing that and I was able to help them. And I will focus on those who say, Jonathan and Laura, I'm so excited you got to go on that cruise. And yeah, I gave. I'm so excited that you are living. I'm so excited that you wrote a book because of what I did was able to allow you to be able to be here still to write a book. I'm so excited for that. And you got to focus on the ones who say they're excited for you and they're happy. And the ones who pass judgment on you, they gave or didn't give. I actually had people who did not help me out financially pass judgment on some of the decisions we were making afterwards. And I was just like, where is it their place to even do that? They don't know my situation fully right now. They don't know what we need to do, nor do they fully understand the fact of, hey, I've been through and what I'm working through on a daily basis. So I have to have some grace with those people as well to let them know I know they don't get it. And that's okay if they don't get it. And I can't be mad at them for not getting it. I just have to choose that I'm going to have grace with them. And I'm not going to listen to what they have to say or listen to their judgment. And that is something that we all have to get good at, is not listening to their judgment. So one of the things that I want to, share with you all today as you're listening to this podcast is that Judgment Day is coming in many forms, right? There's the final time where we take our last breath, and Judgment Day comes in that realm, in that world of faith of, hey, my judgment's going to be when I go up to the pearly gates, and God's going to be there. He has the right to judge me. Judgment's going to come from people who gave or didn't give to help you. Judgment's going to come from people that after cancer and you're living and you're doing certain activities or things, there's going to be people who are going to judge you and go, should you be doing that? I don't think you should do that. One of the things that constantly I get told, take it easy, take it easy. All the time I'm told, take it easy. And honestly, I look at that and I go, I don't know how to take it easy. Because I can tell when my body needs rest. I truly can. It hits me and I'm like, I do need to rest right now. But the idea of always taking it easy, to me, that's not living. And if I took it easy during treatment, I don't believe I'd be here today. So I don't think the word take it easy, when people tell me take it easy, I'm like, I'm not going to take it easy. I don't ever take it easy. It's just not who I am. And, the things that we have to understand is that judgment's going to come there. There's going to be coming judgment, even like going to dinners or things like that. Oh, you're going out to dinner? Oh, you're going to do this? It's like, yeah, because we're doing that because we want to continue to live and work as a social normal couple. And to be with our family and friends. There's still places in the world I would like to physically see and smell and touch. And so my goal is to get to some of those places in the world. But they're going to understand there's still be those who will judge us. And they will judge and go, I can't believe they're doing that. I can't believe he's doing that. That's not right. And I share this because it can become aggravating if you're a cancer survivor and to know that cancer was real for you, that it was your body the cancer was in. It was your mind that got affected. It was your nausea you dealt with constantly. It was your radiation burns that hurt. It was your surgeries that have caused maybe permanent inability to do certain things. It was your waking up each morning and realizing that I got to go do chemo today, or I got to do radiation today. It was your time of just stopped and going to treatment. And granted, your caregiver was there with you all the time too, and they're a big part of it. Yet I do have to say, they have one end of it they're working through, and then and those of us actually going through the act of treatment have another end that we're working through. And so we have to understand that if people haven't been through it personally themselves, they can have empathy for us and want to help us, which is wonderful. Yet they cannot fully embrace and understand what we've been through and the desire to get back to life and what that life may look like. Now, my life today is very different than it was before cancer. I mean, I had a wonderful position with a wonderful company, and I worked in the medical field, in the dentistry world, in manufacturing and sales. And I worked there and I loved what I did. I really did. I enjoyed my work thoroughly. But I can't do that anymore. One, I can't talk for hours and hours. I can't be on my feet for hours and hours because I start to get nauseous. I can't travel like I did going up and down because lymphedema will take effect and I swell up. Plus, frankly, it takes me about 45 minutes to eat a bowl of oatmeal and an egg. Lunch is even longer, and dinner, oh my gosh. So eating's a major problem for me. So I can't do the things I used to do. So I have to live in the now of what I can do. And I want to live. I went through this to live. And I believe people helped me financially and my wife so we could live. Not so we could sit at home all day and do nothing. Excuse me. So you're listening to this, and you have to know judgment's going to come. And it's okay. Be prepared for it. It's going to happen. But here's my recommendations with some things. First, this is right from my book too. Don't be stupid and go buy a Ferrari if you don't have the money. Don't do it. Just don't. Don't because you got cancer and now you're living and you saw your life pass before you that now you've always wanted a Ferrari, you're just going to go make it happen. No, don't do that. That's just going to bring more stress on you. Don't go buy the Ferrari. Take the trips. Number 2, take the trips, be active, go to dinner, and enjoy life sensibly. Meaning, don't go on these lavish trips and do all the stuff if you just don't have the means to do it. Okay, it's okay to scale back and go, well, what can I do? And do what you can, and don't focus on the things that you might not be able to get to. But the point is to just enjoy life and be thankful that, hey, today is a day, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I get to be with the ones I love. Because at the end of the day, we have to remember those dinners out and the trips we took, they don't come with us once we leave this world. But, the important thing is going to be the time we spent with the people we love. So I say take the trips and be active and go out there, but just be real sensibly about it. Number 3, engage fully with your family. And I mean engage fully. Moms, dads who have gone through cancer and, you may find it difficult and you have kids, guys and gals, moms and dads, engage fully with your family. Spend time with them. Gotta go run an errand, take one of your kids with you to go to talk. Before you tuck them in, as long as they let you tuck them in, and sit there and talk to them for a minute. Take the time to spread the words of wisdom. Grab your kids and hug them and embrace them. Commend them on what they're doing well and instruct them on what they need help with. But engage fully with your family. Be present. Don't let your adult social life take over your life where you can't engage with your kids or your spouse. Engage fully. Number 4, only tell others what you need to tell them. This is an important one. I tend to be a communicator, and I just want to share details, share things, whatever. But I have found that There's just certain people I don't need to tell them certain things because it's not going to help them and it's not going to help me. Instead, I'm going to plant some kind of weird seed in their head that they're just going to be like, what is this all about? So only tell others what you really need to tell them, whether it's about your treatment, what you're doing with your life, or certain things. But people don't need to know every single detail of your life and what you're doing. So just tell them what you need to tell them. Number 5, make sure you are viewing everything through your new lens. When you go through cancer, everybody's story is a little different. Some people's cancer stories are real simple. They went in, got diagnosed, had a surgery, and they're clean based upon the cancer they had. Some are more complicated. And, mine's a complicated one because of all the treatments I've been through and everything that has happened. You tend to get a new lens, though. Use that new lens. View everything with that new lens. Look at it as a gift that you've been given. I know, cancer's not a gift. Nobody wants a gift of cancer, trust me. But with that does come the ability of a new lens. And with that new lens, you can see life through that new lens where you're going to see things, have wisdom in areas that you never realized you had, and you want to share that with people, but see things through that new lens. It's very important. Number 6, let the judgment come and roll off and focus on those that encourage you to embrace life and get back on track. You hear me? Let the judgment roll off and focus on those who want you to embrace life. I have a great friend here in Colorado who, I have several great friends here in Colorado, but the two of them specifically really are the ones that have been in my corner to say, hey, get back to life, man. We're excited for you. Let's go. And have actually helped me get back to doing the things I like to do. And that's where I focus on. And the ones who are judging, I'm not focusing on them. Number 7, don't get mad at others for judging you. Don't get mad at them. If they have a right and they can judge you, just don't get mad at them. You have to toss it up that they may not fully get it. So if they don't get it, it's okay. Just don't get mad at them. Be thankful that they helped you if they helped you. And if they didn't help you, then really don't get mad at them. But don't get mad at anybody for judging you. Number 8, don't judge others for judging you. Just be caring and understand they can't fully grasp what you have been through is number 8. So don't get mad is number 7, but don't judge others for judging you. Just be caring. That's it. It's the best thing you could do. And then number 9, live your life understanding that material things are fun and bring some joy, but they are not the route to everlasting joy. Meaning, yeah, I said I wanted to get a Porsche, and I don't have a Porsche. I don't have anything close to a Porsche. Because ultimately, those material things don't come with us, and they don't bring us tremendous amount of joy. They can be fun, and they can memories get created with those things. Like my kids still talk about the trips we took and the road trips we took when they were younger and how fun that was and how great a time they had. They still talk about all that. They talk about the other trips we took. Then they talk about some little small things that happened along the way and stuff. That's the cool stuff. But remember, the Porsche, the Ferrari, the big home, whatever it might be, those things don't come with you. They stay here. And you're not going to care about it at all. So when you think about the things you want to do, just be sensible about it and really think, is this something that I want to do that bad? And if it is, you go do it. If it isn't, then don't worry about it. But one way or another, I want you to all understand that, hey, Judgment Day comes. And we just have to know that it's okay. But most importantly, after cancer, you have 100% of the right to live, to move forward, to embrace life, to understand and live in the now, to be joyous, and to use your new lens and to live. And don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't, because you can. So this is Jonathan Gagerson, 3-time cancer survivor, been through 170 different procedures, surgeries, chemo, radiation, but I'm still smiling, and I hope you are too. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you subscribe. Please share. And if you haven't already, grab my new book, Perspective C. That's the letter C, Perspective C. Power of Words, Time, Love, and Suffering. It's available on Amazon. Just type it into the browser right away. Grab a copy. And then also, after you grab a copy and read it, love it if you'd go on there and write a review. Would be excellent as well. I just want to thank you all so much for listening. Keep smiling.